Fantastic day to one and all. I hope wherever you are in the world, your world is fantastic. And you're fantastic. The word fantastic is amazing. It makes you look and feel fantastic when you say it and when you hear it. Well, today's little dissertation is called What's in a Name? I go by Dr. Fantastic because, again, it does make you smile. That wasn't always my name, of course. A lot of people ask me what's my real name. And this is a story about that. Because my sister called yesterday, and I always love when I hear more about my past because it's something that I don't know a whole lot about, being the product of three sets of parents, real, step, and foster. But as you might know, if you know me at all, my mother was from fame and fortune from Beverly Hills, and she married my father. That makes sense, right? And they had me and my sister. And 2 years later, my story is he left. So I thought he did. And she says, no, my mom divorced him. So he left and she remarries a beatnik, an artist. And we moved from Beverly Hills to Venice, California, and lived the next 8 years in abject poverty, maybe 9 years. They finally passed away in Hillsburg, California. At any rate, so she tells me this story that, well, let me get back to names real quick first. So when my parents passed away, my whole life up to 11 years old, I thought my name was Monte with an E Richer. You grow up as a child and that's your name, Monte Richer. Then when you're orphaned and put in a foster home, they tell you your name is Lester Monta Cook III, which I thought was a pretty cool name. Well, so as of today, when someone asks me my name, I'm going to say it one or either way because there's two Lester Monte Cook III's. Because my father, after 10 years later, marries a socialite. First, he marries a beautiful actress and singer, my mother. Then he leaves her, however he did, and marries another woman in a Southern belle, a socialite, and has a son, and he names him Lester Monte Cook III. So, what is my name? Am I the first Lester Monte Cook III or Lester Monte Cook III first? I thought that was kind of funny. At any rate, so she tells me this story about she was at again, her stepfather was a famous abstract expressionist, a beatnik, the predecessors of the hippies. For those of you that do not know that. At any rate, so she's at this art gallery, and this man meets her and says, "You're the daughter of Betty and Artie Richer?" And she says, "Yes." He goes, "I have a story to tell you." So this guy, I think his name is, I forget the name. What's in a name? At any rate, so he is in a bar in Florida. Now, this is an event in California, and he meets my sister and says, I was at a bar during a hurricane in Florida. Of course, they're drinking at the bar. My dad was an alcoholic, and he meets my dad. And they start talking about California and art, and he goes, the guy says, "Yeah, I know Artie Richer." And he says, "My ex-wife married Artie Richer." And he goes, "No." So what a small world. Is that amazing? That across the country, a guy meets my dad, who is Lester Monte Cook Jr. And of course, he passed away, alcoholism, I believe. But he had two Lester Monte Cook III's. So and of course, my son is Lester Monte Cook IV. Now, I'm divorced, so if I have another son, I gotta name him Lester Monte Cook IV, I think. What do you think? What's in a name? But Monty has served me very well. Matter of fact, I just met another Monty. I've met very few in my life, and he's a billionaire in New York. We're doing a little bit of business. Hopefully that'll work out. But Monty's I don't know if you've ever met a Monty that was not a kind person, but I've always met people who never talked badly if they met a Monty. I met a guy whose dog was named Monty, so that's interesting. Anyway, that's what's in a name? I mean, on worldkindnesslist.com, all our ambassadors are 10,183 ambassadors are listed by first name only. I think everyone should go by first name, except me. I'm Dr. Fantastic. And the reason is because the word makes you smile. And when someone says, "How are you?" if you don't look in them and say, "I am fantastic," you're making a big mistake, because it's an act of kindness to tell someone that they look fantastic, they did a fantastic job, have a fantastic day. It's a magical word, and I'm stuck on that word. And for the rest of my life, I'm dedicated to saving your planet from the insanity of humanity. There's an insane situation going out in Los Angeles right now with the apocalyptic, that's a strange word, catastrophic fire, it's easier to say. Many lives have been lost. 57 billion in damages so far, probably be $100 billion at the end of the day. 45 square acres, I'm sorry, square miles of devastation in Los Angeles. It's horrible. And then people come out and they rob and pilfer the burned out homes. The insanity of humanity. Help me save the planet. Become an ambassador of kindness. It's free, but we must be kind to ourselves, others, and Mother Earth in order to accomplish a future of sanity. Because it's insane what's going on, the negative stuff going on in the world. I don't want to talk a lot about it on this channel, but if you turn into the Complete Guide to Happiness podcast, I'll talk on any subject on that one. Have a fantastic weekend. My heart goes out to the people that are freezing in America from the devastating winter storms there. People that are losing their homes and are dying from the fires. It's very sad. My cousin's home, I heard, was lost 2 days ago. So it affects everybody. It affects the world. Um, try to stay positive. Hopefully you didn't lose any loved ones. Material possessions can be replaced. My home burnt down, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back for my parents to die. Burned 10,000 acres when my home burned down. So, and my sister's home burned down in Malibu once. So we all have fires, we all have devastation, but life goes on. Time heals all wounds. Los Angeles will be rebuilt, and hopefully it'll be a distant memory. I lived through earthquakes in Los Angeles, devastating earthquakes, and it was nothing compared to fire. Mother Nature is an amazing force, and we must be kind to Mother Nature um, for a future. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic weekend. Like, subscribe, and share. Sharing is caring, caring is kindness, and kindness leads to happiness. And we're on this planet to be happy. So be happy, everyone. And that ends this episode of the Be Fantastic Philosophy with Dr. Fantastic.